I did my presentation on Steve Tobin. Steve Tobin is best known for his Trinity root work, which is shown in the next slide, which is a cast of the stump and roots of a tree that was destroyed by debris during the 9/11 attack in New York. Tobin is known for bronze work, steel work, and glass work, depicting nature and doing more upscale sculptures. These are his bronze works. The photo on the left is what kind of made me choose him, just because it's different. You got different food items in the shoes, different shoe sizes, heels, and different foods inside of the shoes. These look to be made out of bronze. With his bronze sculptures, he uses rubber molds and then fills them in with bronze, and then the bronze ends up hardening, and then he gets his sculpture. I really like the creativity that the left picture shows. The bright colors, and it's kind of offsetting in a sense because we don't put food in shoes, so it kind of messes with your mind a little bit, and that's why I kind of drove more towards Steve Tobin. On the right is bronze roots that was talked about previously in the last slide. This was the mold of the tree stump that got destroyed in 9/11. So it has a lot of story, about a church that it was placed at but then had to get removed. It is located at the Botanical Garden, where a lot of Steve Tobin's artwork and sculptures are featured. I like that the tree stump is kind of upside down, so we're kind of looking at it with just the roots, kind of showing 9/11 and what the roots kind of destroyed during that time. I like the red color. I think it stands out more instead of doing like a brown color to kind of blend in with everything else. Next, he does water glass and still waters. I think these are really cool and interesting and different. Throughout research, kind of trying to figure out how he does these sculptures, he uses about 2 to 4 million discarded capillary tubes to form these kind of sculptures. Some of these sculptures can get up to 100 feet long, so they take a lot of time. I like that you can kind of see the motion of the water as if it were taken as a picture, as it's just kind of in front of you. A lot of his still water works are depicted as nature, and I wouldn't know any different if I didn't already know that this was just a sculpture and not a picture of a waterfall. I like the contrast of the colors, the bright lights on the waterfall, and the contrasting dark colors around it to kind of elevate it and make it pop more. I think these are really cool sculptures that you don't see very often, and they're very fragile and time consuming. The next, he also does nests. So as you can see, these are kind of looking like twigs with an egg inside of the middle. These are sculpted bronze tubes that he forms to look like real life twigs, and then he places an egg, a shiny egg per se, in the middle. I think these are interesting because, especially with the one on the left, these bronze twigs look really realistic and kind of just looks like a dinosaur egg that was dropped, so it's very naturalistic. The one on to the right is a little bit more museum. It's refined. It's more cylinder. The form of the sculpture that he used is more of like bronze tubes rather than twigs, but they still kind of give the aspect of a nest with an egg in the center, kind of showing the fragility of an egg. So I really like these kind of works. These are my citations. The first one, you can kind of see all of his different kind of artworks. The second one is the backstory of the bronze roots tree that we've seen in the second slide, where it goes over the history of that sculpture. It's a pretty interesting story. And then the third one, you kind of get to know the botanical garden that he is known for also, that is you are able to walk through and see all of his sculptures. He's a different kind of artist with a new perspective, and I think he's a really cool artist to look into.